5 golden rings. Actually, those aren't the rings they were talking about, but it works. Hey everybody, my name is Chris Pavla. Welcome to What Jesus Says About. Well, we're talking about the 25 things Jesus says about Christmas, because we want to see how it changes the way you and I celebrate the season when we go straight to the source. And we are on number 5 of our countdown, which means we're getting really close to Christmas Day. Now, in our last video, we talked about how Jesus went back to his hometown. And if you missed it, you can check it out in this little card that pops up right here. But when Jesus went to his hometown, he basically declared that he is the Messiah. And everybody in the synagogue holds up Isaiah's criteria for the Messiah to Jesus, and they make a conclusion for themselves if they think he is the Messiah based on this criteria. And what we're going to do in the rest of our countdown is look at the different things that Isaiah said the Messiah would be as we continue our countdown of the 25 things Jesus says about Christmas. So right after Jesus reads that the Spirit of the Lord is on me, he has anointed me, he says these words: He has sent me to proclaim good news to the poor. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but Jesus was raised in poverty himself. In fact, right after his birth, instead of presenting a normal offering, his parents went to the temple and presented a peasant's offering instead. So when Jesus reads these words that he has sent me to proclaim good news to the poor, that good news begins not just that he is for the poor, but that he is with them. And so, being from poverty himself, Jesus' entire ministry, he is always praising the poor. Like in the biographies of Jesus, we have accounts where he's praising the offering of a poor widow and criticizing the offering of a rich man. He chastised the rich and he told them that their wealth made it difficult to enter the kingdom of God. And on the flip side, he told the poor they were already blessed because theirs was the kingdom of heaven. And there's a time where Jesus was saddened by a rich man who couldn't sell everything he had and give to the poor. And Jesus praised a rich man named Zacchaeus when he did just that. So when Jesus says he is sent to proclaim good news to the poor, these aren't just words. He cared for, affirmed, and elevated the poor throughout his entire ministry. So how do these words change the way that you and I celebrate the season? Well, you may not see yourself as rich, but if you have a smartphone or a computer, if you have multiple pairs of shoes, if you have running water, then to the half of the planet that lives on less than $5 a day, you're wealthy. 95% of the planet makes less than $35,000 a year. So in the next few days, whenever you see a Salvation Army person ringing a bell, proclaim good news to the poor and give. And not just some spare change or a few bucks, but blow them away. Give a lavish amount, whatever that is for you. Give so much that if you received it, you would consider it good news. Give until it hurts. And yes, it'll be hard, but when you do this, you can ask yourself on an experiential level, why is this a necessary trait of the Messiah? And frankly, it's a message you shouldn't answer and can't answer until you've tried. Now, this isn't all that Jesus says about Christmas. We've got a playlist right over here of the other 25 things that Jesus says about Christmas. Go ahead and take a look, and we will see you soon. Merry Christmas.